Just want to check that the microphone's working. Amazing, thank you, James. So I'm just going to say quickly before we get into it, I am currently on my mobile hotspot, so because Sky has been terrible. So kicking off pre-season, hopefully it's you can watch what we're doing. You can see me, and it looks like it's going smoothly, so that's nice to see. But yeah, looking forward to getting underway with this pre-season event of CSGB Season 3, and looking forward to Brazil. Always a good race round here. Let's hopefully see what the lads can do. Let's mute everyone just in case we get any interruptions through their individual microphones. And I'll be back with you when we load into the lobby. One second, guys, I'm just going to get my laptop so I can somewhat keep up with the comments, because I need to keep my phone as limited as possible to its output of internet. So I'll be with you lot in the comments in a couple of minutes or so as we get the last few drivers coming in ready to join in the race. If you are new, this is a new channel, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. Try and grow the CSGB family as quickly as we can. Back up to the level we had the last channel. Hopefully, internet-wise, we can be sorted for the new season. Because this isn't the most ideal start in the world, but it's better than nothing. Right then. How many drivers have you got so far? We have 15, I'm assuming. No? Yes, 15. Brilliant. Good turnout so far, especially with all the troubles we are having. Who's actually in this lobby? I haven't actually seen. A good mix of people. A couple of newbies in there. Good to see them. CSGB Racing. Right, here we go then. Right then, it's working. We're still live. I'll see your comments. Thank you, James, Noah. How you doing? Tom, I hope you're doing well, mate. If you think you're going to spin it, then that's what's going to happen. So just go full out, commit. It's only pre-season. Any mistakes will not be terribly punished. This is learning. And hello, Mr. Bowers. How you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. First 50%. Well, you're lucky to know, Tom, mate, that the race is only 25% for pre-season. So you only got half the distance to do. I think you'll be all right. Okay, I think we're getting ready to go. Time to ready up for pre-season here around Brazil. F for the wheel. Oh, I tried the wheel the other night when we did the just a little friendly. The Bahrain short, that was eventful. Ended up in me giving up and driving to the pit lane and retiring. But there's only one way to learn in there, really. Okay then, here we go, everybody. Season 3 is upon us. It's come around nice and quickly. I hope everyone had an amazing Christmas or festive break in whatever way. I need to mute that. In whatever way you celebrated it. I hope you had an amazing time. And yeah, now it's back onto the racing. Here we go then. We have a couple of people waiting to ready up. I believe we've got a new fuel introduction today. So we do have minimum fuel loads. And hopefully it can be introduced in the correct way. But first of all, we have the qualifying session of 18 minutes. Well, let me just get a Brazil track map up. So the weather conditions at the moment, not looking too bad. There are a few grey clouds, of course, in the skies, but that is normal with most circuits. Let me just get up a track map. There we go. Lovely jubbly. We'll put that on. We'll get this on. And we'll go for to see what tyres people have fitted. There we go then. Here we go. We're getting ready. Action's out. There's one car leaving already. I believe it's a Haas, so we'll jump on board with them. It's YOLO. Mr. YOLO. Oh, YOLO. Well, that's a easy name to say. I'm glad lots of people in there haven't got complicated names to say. But here we are, riding aboard with YOLO. Is he a new driver? I believe he is. Ran this track of 15 corner circuit. He's out currently using his ERS, but now he's turned that off. We will turn off the fitted best lap. There we go. Right, that's what we need. Okay, cool. We're ready. We are ready for today's action. Let's see how the drivers can do. We have all the drivers out of the track bar 2 at the moment. But here we go then, on board with the first lap of pre-season. We'll jump on board with YOLO. And he comes tight and takes the wide entrance into turn 1. Comes around the corner nicely, clips the apex and gets a nice run out of the turn 2 and into turn 3. The long left-hander down the straight, the first DRS straight on the circuit. Place where you can overtake, brakes at the 75 metre mark, keeps it nice and tight, and invalidates slightly there, so it's unfortunate for him, but we'll jump back to the AlphaTauri, which is James Dovey. Finished second place in CSGB F2 last season behind Mr. Bowers himself, but he did give up a great fight, and now he is in the F1 league for this new season. Let's see what he can do on board. Hasn't validated, keeping it nice and clean as his first lap. Here he comes in on the soft tyres. a nice close-up camera angle there. The AlphaTauri is a very nice car. As we come into the final sector now. This corner, you've got to get it tight and get a good exit. He does get it clean as Tom Robbo may have impeded in there a little bit. Could have pulled over into a safer position, but doesn't make him pull out the lap. And James Dovey's going to set the first lap. He is going to set a 1 minute 8.1, so that's a very solid lap to start. I believe he's probably got some more time in there, but here we come with some more Pim with a better lap time on the medium tyres, so a very good lap from him there. Have we got anyone else coming up the line? We've got another Red Bull who goes into third place, Trivey with a 108.3. With Ferrari now coming to the line. Noah goes pole with 107.5. So drivers currently finding a lot more time as Bradley now approaches the line. What's he going to put in? Doesn't. This is out lap, I'm assuming. I don't know. Rizanowski put in a lap. There we go. A 107.9. And as the drivers try to set the laps, we do have a good mix of medium and soft tyres. Who is on the lap? Was they on board? Who have we got coming up to the line now? We have another Haas. Is it in that? It is. We have one of the Racing Point boys. It's Tom Robbo, who is on the wheel. And he's going to put in a solid 107 dead. So he's clearly got the pace here on the wheel. He's showing it. It's a very good start for him as he runs very wide. But, you know, that's a very solid lap. I'm not sure what particularly he's worried about. Maybe it's his racecraft, but that's a very good lap indeed. Everybody else across the line. We have another Racing Point going toward the line now. And it's IMAX with a 107.6, and Vapor just behind him has gone just above him slightly by 0.002 of a second. There's a very good split between them not. As we now have another Red Bull coming to the line. I believe it's Trivey. Is it Trivey? No, it's Liam. And he's just about to start his lap, so we'll stay on board with him on the soft compound. Although it does say he's on the medium, so it's clear an error by the game. But Tom sat at the top as JD goes into 6th position. People get in the way here, and he swings it round this little double corner here. It is a very, very difficult corner that to keep it valid, but he does stay on the track and he keeps it going. Easy on the throttle, brings it nice and wide and gets himself down that inside the corner, lovely. And we see the drivers returning back into the pit lane. As we're now coming in towards the final few corners. We're on board with Liam. See what he can do. Can he get a good run? Up the hill and around the final couple of corners. See the Racing Point get out of the way. What time is it going to be then? As he cuts the pit lane entrance, he comes across now tight to the line. He puts in a 107.9, so a solid lap, which puts him in 8th place. But I know the drivers have got a lot more pace here. As we have a Mercedes coming to the line. Which one is it? It is Vapor Trench who's about to start a lap, so we'll stay on board with him. There is a bit of a tyre glitch going on. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it does say he's on the medium tyres, he's actually on the soft. Have a few comments here. How are we doing? Got some Alpha fans. Tom Robbo has said he's absolutely smashed the lap. Tom, you have. I don't know where the F was, mate. You've absolutely nailed that one. Hello, Connor, and no one has set a 106 yet, but I believe it won't be long as we stay on board with Vapor Trench, who I know has got the pace to do so. This is his first lap. He's going to set. Coming down now into the final sector. In the Mercedes. Black Arrow. See what he can do then. Take some wide entrance in. Will he put himself top of the leaderboard? No, he won't. He'll go into 2nd place. 4 tenths off Tom Robbo, so Tom's got a very good lead there. Is this James got to the line? No, it's not. It's the other AlphaTauri, which is Con. Here comes Connor. He's on an out lap. Brilliant. So I just bugged myself right off there. But, you know, that's part and parcel of commentating. To pretend you know what's going on and you know, milk your way through it. This at Williams is Pim. The out for another lap? Nope, he's invalidated. We have the AlphaTauri of James coming round now. He is on the lap, so we'll stay on board with this to see the final few corners as he comes up the hill in turn 14 and into turn 15. Just over the crest here, parallel to the pit lane as he comes now. He looks like he's going to improve, and he does by 3/10, which puts him in 6th position. But IMAX is still holding his place in the top 5 on the medium tyres, which is a very, very good lap from him. Hello Joe Smith, how you doing? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We have another Mercedes coming round. Is this Carwin putting his lap? No, he's about to turn out a lap, so we'll stay on board with him. One of 2 people that hasn't put in a lap yet. The Welshman. Here he comes then, on his first lap of today's session. Let's see what he can do. I'm getting some people to show Rizanowski. Where is he? Is he on a lap? He is further lap. We'll show Rizanowski. Let's give him some love. Here we are then. It's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. A couple of yellow flags. I'm not sure what's happened here. There seems to be a Ferrari off the track. But hopefully he gets out of the way. And Rizanowski is going to come round now the final couple of corners. Turn 13 here. As he's going to fire it up the hill now. Keep it tight to this inside line. Will he improve? It's turn 14 executed. And he's going to come tight to his left hand side and put his car into P4 with a 107.5, so a decent lap. Still no one in the 106s, and we'll jump back to Carwin as we were on board with him, so we'll give him a bit of screen time as he's now coming around turn 14 and into the last corner now to put in his lap. He's still valid, which is good to see. Going to bring it across the line and put in a 107.3, which puts him into 3rd position above his teammate Vapor Trench, and that is a 3-4 at the moment for the Mercedes pairing. Have we got anyone else on a lap here? I don't know. Let's have a look. Who's approaching the line? There is a AlphaTauri, so that's going to be Con to set his first lap of the qualifying session. That's a 108.3, which has only put him at 1 position. So I'm sure he'll be looking for a bit more time as he's nearly crashed into the wall and lost his tyre there. And that would have been the end of his qualifying session. Have you got anyone else out? Bradley's just improved there with a 107.9. So it's a very close grid at the moment. Everyone in the 107s at the moment. Nothing particularly changing and chopping and changing at all as we have anyone on a lap. Peldir is up. Noah is up. He's coming to life. He's invalidated. I didn't see that. Is anyone on the lap? Who have we got coming to the line now? We have a racing point. Is this Tom Robbo? No, it's not. It's going to be IMAX, who is now starting a lap. So we'll stay on board with him now. As Tribe, I believe, just went into P8. It's very close. It's very close to him. IMAX has now dropped down the timing boards on the mediums as he comes down the first DRS lane. So he's up already on those soft tyres, which you'd expect. And here he comes. We're up to this fast double right-hander. Very technical, but it's amazing how these cars grip that corner. Down he goes into gear 2, up to gear 3 quickly switch it back into gear 2. I would have chosen through there, but sticks to 3 for the grip. His fuel light is flashing, so he's obviously set a low fuel mix as we're now coming to the final few turns, the final sector. Will he be able to beat his time? I imagine he will. There we are, 7 tenths up, so that's a massive improvement. This may be the first 106 we see of the session as Sam Gamer joins, but I don't think he's going to be able to set a lap as he's joined halfway through the qualifying session. So here he comes then, IMAX to the line. The man who puts in a good lap on the medium tyres puts in a 106.8. The first one to the 106 is nearly an 1/8 improvement on soft tyres. That's a 1-2 for the Racing Point pair. The pink Mercedes are in a sandwich with the normal Mercedes with a Williams in between as the fill-in. So, Connor's crashed. I've just seen that. I've just seen it in the chat. Oh dear. Well, that's the end of his qualifying session, so we will be starting at the back of the grid as we have the Red Bull off. Is this Liam coming to the line? Yes it is, but he hasn't validated. Is this James coming to the line? Is he about to start a lap? No, I believe he's about to finish his lap. Will he put into the pit lane? No, he isn't. So he must be up. Let's see what he can do. It was an improvement of 3 tenths, so he's put him into 7th place. and takes out the competition of the Alfa Romeo boys behind him, as they're both on their outlaps. Is JD currently on the lap? He is only half a hundredth down. So here you go then. As he clips the second sector, he is beating his time at the moment, which he'd want to do it as he comes around into turn 15, downhill, straight into the uphill section. As you can see, they keep it tight, stay inside to keep the fastest line. He improved by 2 tenths to 1:07.7. It puts him into 13th place, but he goes straight across the corner and nearly into the wall. But it's improvement all around. As you can see, Pim currently on the medium tyres. Well, he's now on the soft tyres, so I don't know what's going on anymore. But he set it on the mediums. He's clearly going to want to improve from P15. Do we have anyone coming to line? We have an Alfa Romeo who's about to start his lap, but we'll stay on board with, he's invalidated in front of him, so we'll stay on board with Peldir and see what he can do. The F2 driver, I believe. We got Bowers himself cheering on the Scuderia Ferrari boys as one appeals into the pit lane. Noah and Bradley have got themselves a fan in the chat. It's Peldir now. Comes around. Nice tricky section. Tries to keep it as tight as he can. A little bit of oversteer there, but he does correct it. Here we go then as JD gets out of the way. He's down by 1.5 tenths. Will he put out this lap? Be interesting to see. As Rosowski pulls into the pit lane, and I believe Peldir will do too, as we have the McLaren of JD, who is also coming to the pit lane. Followed, coming around the final couple of corners, is the Haas of YOLO, who is going to look to set another lap now. And he does. It says he improved, so was that his, but he hasn't used any ERS, so I think that might be a glitch. He's now on his lap now, so we'll stay on board, as there doesn't seem to be many other drivers currently on a fast lap, as we still only have one driver in the 1:06s. That's 2 minutes left to remain in the session, so drivers just preparing for their final laps. But we'll stay on board with YOLO, who's decided to go early to avoid any traffic. And he's currently sat in 12th place and looking for a improvement to push him up the leaderboard, as Rosowski has retired and called it a day in the pit lane, so no more runs for him, and he has solidified at best 8th position. Coming now, see the split times. Is he up? Is he down? Let's have a look. Up by 4 tenths, so it is going to be a very good improvement, and it might put him on the 2nd or 3rd row of the grid if he can get a final good sector going. Let's see then. Rides on board. Put it well as he the solo Haas driver, and puts in a 1:07.1, which puts him on a 2nd grid P4. Fantastic lap. He left it late, but he left it very well indeed. As we now have Vapor Cobalt, sorry. Too many Vapors. Good team though, Vapor. As he's now about to start his flying lap. Who else is ahead of him? Is that James? James is on his out lap. Is the Ferrari behind him also on his out lap? No, he's just put in a new lap and gone 5th with a 1:07.3. So a solid lap for him. Forza Ferrari boys will be loving that in the comments. Currently still a racing point 1-2. There's Mercedes going slowly around the final corner, and that's an invalidation from IMAG, so he will not be improving, unfortunately for him, and that is his qualifying session over. As we now have coming to the line, it is Vapor Trench, who is about to start a lap. The Red Bull behind him is Liam, who's also on an out lap. We have a Haas coming to the line. Is this YOLO? He's on his in lap. AlphaTauri is gonna be... Is anyone on a lap? JD, is he on a lap? No. Williams. Pim. Out lap. Cobalt. Invalidation. Tryby coming to the line. He's on the lap. Oh, that was a tight one. 1,000th. So 100th of its best time. And we have the Racing Point boys coming to the line now. Tom Robbo is invalidated, and so has IMAG, so that is the qualifying complete for them. We have a Ferrari of Noah, who's got to pull into the pit lane too. We have a whole mountain of cars pushing their hardest, but that is the the Mercedes of Vapor Trench into the grass, and that is his qualifying over as well. He was up on his time, but here comes Liam, who's given up on his lap as well, and pull into the pit lane. And James then. Will he improve? No. Yes? I don't know. I thought he eased up then, but he improves by a 10th and puts himself 5th, so a fantastic end to the session for him. We've got to see Williams coming around the final corners. I've missed the first one, it's Pim. And improves 107.5, and the other Williams has come across. Vapor, Cobalt, did he improve? I think he was there the whole time, so if he improved, I so apologise, I did miss it. But Carwin has put himself into second place with a 106.9, and that is the second driver into the 106, so a fantastic job from him. We only have Tom Robbo left out on the track, and he's giving us a little wave. Do not crash, just get to the pit lane, retire, and that will be the end of this qualifying session. A very good qualifying from the boys there, and well, and girls, I'm not sure. But 2 people into the 106s, which is very good to see. Vapor Trench, I don't think he was too happy with that, as he was very much high, up on his time. Yep, well done guys, very good from you lot. And now onto a quick, short 25% race, as the grid order will come up shortly, and I'll run you through it. So here we are then, 1.7 tenths ahead of the rest of the field as IMAX and the Racing Point. Carwin takes second in the Mercedes. Then it's followed by Tom Robbo, Vapor Cobalt, YOLO, James Dovey and Noah Jones, Vapor Trench, Liam, Pim, Rizanovsky, Peldier, Tribe, JD Bradley, Connor, Samba, who is bringing up the rear as he joined halfway through, so was not allowed to set a time. So there you have it, 17 drives on the track. Let's hope it stays dry. I believe it, well, it looks very cloudy, so I can't answer that for you at the moment. But yeah, a very good qualifying session. Not bad for a pre-season, everyone pushing it to the limits there, so well done to you lot. Here we go then, I'm very excited for this. A very close session indeed. Main overtaking points in this track, I think, is into turn 1. The sun is out, as you can see. Into turn 1, you have the obviously the DRS zone. You've got the second DRS zone after turn 3, which is not too long, so you can make a move into turn 4 if you have the inside line. But that's all down to respect for the both drivers, giving each other a bit of room. And yeah, so I'm not particularly sure how this new fuel thing works. I think, well, Bradley's readied up, which I don't think you're meant to do. I think you're just meant to wait for 90 seconds. Well, they all seem ready and ready to go as the formation lap starts. So they seem to be okay. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but you know, we live and we learn and we move on. Hopefully that sort of gets sorted and understood. But yeah, a very close qualifying session. I think it was, as I just said in the chat here, 0.6 seconds separated second place to 12th place. So that is a very good showing indeed. And there you have the strategic options for this race. Soft medium is the quicker strategy, which is what you like to see, as that means it's going to be a nice quick fire race, but it is a only a 25%er, so that means it's half the distance of our usual league races. But pre-season, you want to get people just back to the swing of things, back to the driving, and yeah, it's a Mercedes powered engine, top 4. I know that means absolutely nothing as all these cars are evenly ranked and evenly equipped. And anything that's different is the colour of them. But here they come now, up to the last turn, and they will form themselves on the grid. There is a big gap between first and last place, so I'm not entirely sure what JD's up to. Just probably waiting for people's tyres to cool down. Connor's disconnected, has he? Not sure. Connor may have disconnected. But, you know, let's see what's going on, as IMAX has been waiting for about half an hour now for those to come up behind and fill up the remaining spaces on the grid. But we're getting ready for lights out for pre-season race number 1 round the Brazil circuit into Lagos. Here we go then. I can't see the lights. Well, here we go then. 5 red lights and away they go, but they don't. Is this going to be the glitch again? They still haven't fixed this. Yellow flags, but here we go, we're underway. Does IMAC get a good start? He does, he gets away, but I can't see much else going on, and we have a safety car already. So what has happened back there? Has someone not gone from the start? Oh dear. Oh no, JD must have not gone from the start, or full started, and due to no ghosting being on, we have a monumental amount of damage, and JD already out of this session. Vapor Cobalt has also retired, or disqualified. Right, I don't know what's just happened. We have a safety car and we have a lot of confusion. We have a lot of penalties. As I'm going to scroll back here and just have a look at what's going on. And we've had a red flag. We've been given a red flag, okay? We've been told red flag. The session's been red flagged. Okay, we are going to have to leave the session and find a new race again. So yeah, I believe we are going to restart the race. Rayman, boss man himself, says he's feeling generous and he's going to restart. So it's time to leave. That was an absolute mess. I saw the yellow flags before the lights even went out. Okay, we'll start again. We will start again to see what happens. Red flag, red flag. Well, it's the first red flag I've seen on F1 2020. And if you're looking for a way to a reason to watch this league, then there's a reason. Just entertainment. I was the first, not before we got to turn 1. There's a safety car. That is absolutely genius. Oh, there you go. You just got my driver career there. So I'll wait for the new session to be launched. And as I wait for a invite, I'll do a lap of Brazil. To show you what I can't do. Oh dear, that was an absolute mess, wasn't it? I'll talk you through the circuit. Slow to set up. Just waiting for the invite, so I'll just sit here and show you the circuit. So I'll just get a nice run tight to the inside line and keep it wide on the entry. Brake at the 50 mark, and don't do that, but That's invalidated, isn't it? Oh, I've actually got to join myself. Okay, right, let me just quit this. Just trying to keep you lot entertained in the break. But I've got to join through the friends list. Right, okay. Which I don't think I can do. What's going on? Very confused. We have a few internet issues. There we go. Invite sent. Join that. And we'll try and start this over again. Should just be the race, right? James has said that he is still in no traction control and hasn't worked on his starts. But from what I saw on my screen, JD didn't move. So there must have been some sort of desync there. But it will just be a 25%, no more qualifying, custom grid to what it was. And yeah, we'll go again from the start. Right then, lads. Not entirely sure what happened there. Sorry about that. I only saw what you saw as well, and I was watching the front pair get away nicely, and then before they even got to turn one, we had a yellow flag safety car. They also need to fix the desynced light glitch. JD has said, no, I moved to the line, then the track was blocked because of the carnage and I smashed into it all, couldn't do anything, I lost a wheel in the process. Okay, that makes sense to as why you weren't moving, because if you don't have a wheel, you can't move. But yeah. We'll go again. We are saying they're having a few internet problems, but apparently it's back. Okay, we will try again. Oh, I don't want to do that. Right, are we going to get underway anytime soon? Are we waiting for a couple more drivers? I do apologise for the delay, but it was an absolute mess. Right then. That was an interesting start. An interesting race. Well, I say race, they sort of raced about 5 metres and ended up dead and buried. But if that's a sign to start Season 3, doesn't get more exciting than that, does it? As JD has been kicked out. And if you can hear some sort of squeaking, that's not me, that is my chair. And it may sound a bit dodgy if you can hear some weird sounds. It's my chair squeaking. I do apologise, but I need to get another one. So now we've got to sit here and listen to the wonderful lobby music that F1 offers us. got my Discord up to see what's going on elsewhere. So we have been told it's dry, which is always good to see. Yeah, the lights glitched out massively, which is what confused me, because there was 3 different starts and then no one started on any of them, and then they started about 5 seconds afterwards. Hopefully we can just get away normally. But today's been full of issues, internet-wise, and, you know, the game wouldn't be any different, would it? So, maybe it was just a sign of things to come. But we've still got plenty of action left to go, and I have run out of my drink already, so I'm going to have a very dry throat for the rest of the session. So we have 18 drivers. JD has returned from his disconnect. And there we go, that is all the drivers filled in. Perfect. Are we now ready to go? We will wait and see. Waiting for the green light after the red flagged situation. But please do tune in tomorrow night, as we also have a pre-season race around Netherlands, Zandvoort circuit, the circuits that was not used in the real life F1. So it will be even tighter on there, with a very similar quali lap time, I believe. I think it's almost like a 1:08, 1:10, something in that region. But the guys have been told to ready up, so we will be underway and racing in a minute or so time. Finally, after the incidents we've had. So yeah, let's get ready to go. So, just being informed that this has been done just so it's fair for all drivers to get at least a lap, at least a corner under the belt pre-season. And yeah, so it's obviously, if this was a league race, that would not be restarted. And if this was next week, then it would not be restarted, and the consequences would have to be dealt by the stewards in their steward's office. But yeah, hopefully we can now get underway and get down the first main straight. Hopefully there's no desync, because the Brazilian Grand Prix is one that is very enjoyable to watch, so I look forward to watching now, and let's see what they can do. Don't forget your setups, lads, if you're watching. Big, big, big issue if you don't forget that. Just going to remind those who are listening, don't forget your setups. Right then, as the lads set up their mixes, setups, and everything else in between. I can't remember the grid order, but I do know that we had a few people in first position. Well, that doesn't make sense at all. Of course, we've got one person first position, but I was just reading something as well at the same time, so ignore completely what I'm saying, as we now wait for the drivers to get ready for a start. Countdown has begun. We have 22 seconds. And hopefully we can get away nice and cleanly. without any problems. But the grid order, here we go then, I can actually talk now. We have IMAX on pole on the medium tyres, so unfortunately he hasn't changed that. Carwin in the Mercedes in second, Tom Robbo, who is furiously warming up his tyres, and not bad, as he said he was going to fail on that wheel, but he seems to be doing well. Vapor Trench, YOLO, James Duffy, Noah Jones, Vapor Trench, Liam, Pim, Riznovsky, Peldir, Tribe, JD Bradley, Samba, Hazard, and Jay Wizzy. That's a cool name, Jay Wizzy. Right, they're on a lineup. Please, let's have a good start. Let's have a nice start into turn one. Please, thank you. I'm not entirely sure who. These 7 suspect. I'm not sure which one I've used which. I'm not sure if that's IMAX or Hazard. But here we go then. Final few cars. The Renault bringing up the rear. We're getting ready. Here we go. The engines are roaring. The lights are filling up. Will they be in sync? No, they won't. Of course they won't be. I have no idea what's going on. And there we go. Finally, we're away. Are we away cleanly? That's the question. The Racing Point's been pushed out wide. He's pulled straight out away of everyone else because he is on the wrong pair of tyres. So that makes sense, and that's fair play from him. I think he would have got away with it if he pitted on the first lap. But Carwin gets away into first, and he's followed closely by Tom Robbo. We don't have that many chop and change at the back as Jay Wizzy's gone up from the back of the grid up to 14th to Samba, and Pelder side by side, and Samba gets by. And so does Jay Wizzy, pushing the Alfa Romeo wide. And there's a bit of a backlog back there. But as we come through the grid, it's side by side between the between the Red Bull and the Alfa Romeo. But Tribe holds his position on the inside. At the front, Carwin is just trying to check out, trying to make a bit of a gap, and the front three are slowly forming a gap between the people behind them. But we have a James Dovey making a move. Did he get past Tribe? Not yet. Not quite yet. Will it be any lunges? Into turn one, as Carwin has really checked out, nearly a second ahead now, so he's done very well at the start. It's Vapor, he's closing in, looking right. Will he go around the outside of turn one? He's going to try and brake later. Tom Robbo gives him a little bit of room, but not as much, and he outbrakes himself, and Tom keeps the position, which will only give YOLO the exit and the run onto this back straight. Lucky for them, but he's got Noah Jones for company. Noah Jones isn't going to make a move just yet. He's just going to fake it down the inside and nearly clip the back of YOLO, but he keeps it clean, and we don't have any position changes, and Noah Jones is the closest now to making a move as Pelder goes to the pits, and Mags has gone straight out to the hard tyres and has already pitted. So, 2 people to the pits for the change of tyres. Interesting. Mags, of course, because he chose the wrong setups. And we have a prediction from Bowers in the chat that Tom Robbo will win this race. Bold prediction. Bold prediction. We have Carwin taking us now to complete lap 2. He has checked out a second, so now DRS is going to be activated. He will not have any troubles behind him, but will Tom Robbo be able to close it? His Vapor cover is all over the place, it looks like, but it's just late. So nothing we can do about that. As Bradley makes a move on Rizanowski, then that's due to him going to the pit lane. Is that wing damage? What's happened here? I missed that. We've got a few people in the pit lane. Pitting early, I believe, going to the medium tyres. So, got some early jumpers. Some people jump in the gun, maybe, to go onto the mediums and play the long game. As Vapor Trench pushes Travis slightly out wide, and watching on board here from James Dovey's perspective. So these two have got past him, and now this is a close battle for 8th position. Vapor squeezing it, and that's a bit of wing damage now for the AlphaTauri of James. And you just saw that fling up onto the back there, so he will, imagine, I pit this lap, but he's going to lose a little bit of time to those in front of him. Tribe now getting a bit twitchy as Vapor pulls away just a little bit more, and Samba has pulled in front of James Dovey as James is now struggling with that wing damage. You can see just on that left hand side of his car. Cobalt now is now going to attack Tom for second position. Tom, I don't think he's going to have DRS, so here he's coming in with Cobalt on board. See what he can do into turn 1. Will he be able to go around the outside? He's got ahead. Tom parks his car on the apex again and says, no, you're not getting past me this time, and you're going to have to wait again, mate. But Tom will have a DRS for this next straight, will he? Yes, he does. So Carwin must have made a little bit of a mistake there just to allow Tom back in, and this could come back into a 3-horse race as we see Samba get past Tribe and Vapor Trench past Pim. So it's all happening back here in the middle of the grid. Chopper changes before 7th and 10th position. IMAX has gone ahead as James Dovey has pitted, and onto the medium tyres he goes. So that's a new wing for him. Oh, this is closing back in. Be interesting to see when some people take that risk, see if they can take advantage of the soft lifespan of these tyres. Vapor is now going to make his move, surely. Just a little bit closer. Can he get the exit? Tom looks like he had a bit of oversteer. But here comes Cobalt. YOLO is actually closer to him. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move. Or is he? We're going to see. He's right up the inside. He's going for the inside line now. And Tom Robbo again breaks latest and keeps the position. Oh, and that's not great. And Tom gets a little nudge up the back. Is that wing damage? I don't think it is. Can't see just yet. No, it's not. So, a little bit of contact as Vapor Colt gets a bit wobbly. But all this fighting is doing is helping out Mr. Carwin at the front of the pack, and he's only got 2-second lead now. So the fight at the moment is currently for second position, and it's a big train that goes back all the way to, well, the Ferrari of Noah Jones realistically, and there's a bit of a gap forming between the rest of the grid and then obviously the people that have pitted already. We have 2 people picking up penalties, that is YOLO and Vapor Trench. As Carwin is now 2 seconds ahead. Will either of these drivers here make a move into this corner? Noah, I'll stay on board with him. Coming turn 14 and 15. Big, long, flat-out left-hander. YOLO's putting Cobalt under pressure. Is he going to make a move? No, he's just going to take it easy. And Tom Roberts going to get a nice line wide to get a better exit. They're still very close, these are, as the Red Bull of Liam is catching onto the back of Noah. What can Vapor do as Jay Wizzy picks up his first penalty? Tom Robbo just parking his car nicely on the corner. Fairly difficult track to overtake this one, but Tom Robbo is doing a very good job of allowing Carwin to get away. But he's also doing a very good job to keep himself in position. And Cobalt's a little bit close. Just take his time on the moves and be very patient. But there is a bit of a train forming from second place all the way down to 11th. As you can see as I cycle through it, DRS train's probably not going to be ideal for those tyres. As we have a yellow flag in sector 3, what's happened there? Is that Bradley in the Ferrari going slowly? No, I'm not entirely sure what happened there, so unless he went wide. As we come up the hill for lap 6, no one's blinking yet on the tyres, no one's looking to break this train, so they're all staying with each other. The undercut could be effective here, all 30 that's going on. As YOLO gets close to Vapor. And Tom Robbo may be attacked here from behind. Vapor's got a very good exit. He's looking to the inside. But again, he's just not close enough. As Samba gets past the Tribe in the Red Bull. But here we go, side by side between Vapor and YOLO. Cobalt keeping his position. It's very, very tight for the battle for second place. As you see, every time someone fights, it's just letting the people in behind a little bit more. Carwin doing his job, just trying to get away as much as he can. As Pelder picks up a penalty. Carwin is doing a nice job of just keeping it calm. And yeah, just doing everything correctly. Let me just put on the put this on so we can look at ERS. That's the big train here. That's not going to be broken, or is it? It's very tight behind. Vapor keeping third position. Which means Noah's going to get attacked here by YOLO, and he flies past him. And you can see there, YOLO has wing damage, so I missed that. They must have got too tight to each other, and YOLO has caused self-damage. And that's where I was saying about the medium tyres, doing the undercut and see if that can come in to be effective. Does anyone else have damage? Not by the looks of things. Cobalt looks alright. Carwin checking out, 3 seconds now the gap, so 10 laps to go. These soft tyres may be feeling the strain a little bit, but of course it's an easy soft and medium strategy around here. Anyone closing in on a move? Anyone going to be close enough to make a move into turn 1? I'll stay on board with Samba because he may be close enough, but the DRS ahead of him may help out, as a lot of drivers are going to pull into the pit lane. That is a leader, Carwin into the pit lane, as well as we'll pick that up in a second, as Liam moves for the inside line, but Vapor's going to have the inside line for turn 2, and as turn 3 comes up, the Mercedes still has a lead, but no DRS. Can Liam send it round the outside? Will he have the brakes to hold it? He does, but it's never ever going to be enough space around the outside there, and Vapor gives him a little nudge, but there's not really much places else he could go really, and hold on to 4th position. As James picks up a position over Hazard in the pit lane. I believe you'll see a few more pit stops here, unless anyone wants to go for another undercut. It'll be interesting to see if Carwin can keep his lead, which I imagine he will, as there's been nothing to be holding him up particularly. As you can see, 11-second gap between the pitters and the non-pitters. Let's see what happens here. We're right on board with Samba, Tribe, sorry. Let's see what action unfolds ahead as a two, Tom Robbo, Noah, Samba and Tribe all pull into the pit lane. So that is 6 drivers to pits, but I just saw some wing damage fly there. That looked like a Renault wing, so I'm not entirely sure what happened. So it currently is a Williams 1-2 on 9-lap old soft tyres, followed by Liam, and everyone else is in the pit lane to jump onto their medium compounds. So let's see what happens here. Where's Carwin come out? Currently in P4, so he has kept his lead by quite a margin. Closest person will be Tom Robbo behind him. He was taken actually. No, we don't take any time out of him at all, so it's a good pit stop from Carwin coming out in clean air, which has helped him a lot. Tom Robbo now has a gap behind him to Noah, and then it's Samba who's the closest person behind him. But as you can see, the intervals have kicked in. But IMAG, you can see here, who pitted on lap 1, has really caught up to the pack. So he done himself a good job. Bear in mind he was on pole and had to pit lap 1 for the hard. As you can see, Vapor, Cobalt coming to the pit lane, and Pim staying out. So he's going to do 10 laps on the, 11 when he crosses the line. But Liam joins Cobalt in the pit lane, which means Carwin is going to take P2 back from these 2 drivers. And just move himself back up into the position of net 1 once Pim does come into the pit lane. But as you can see, the position's changing up. Liam in the pit. Where will he come out? Jay Whisley picks up another penalty. Liam will come out. Will he come out in front of his teammate? It's going to be tight. They're actually side by side, but I believe Tribe is just going in front of him. So that was an undercut from Tribe. He runs wide. Tribe does have that penalty, of course. Where is Pim on the circuit? Coming round the final couple of corners as Tom Robbo picks up a penalty, which may cause him a bit of trouble. But Vapor is really closing in on Carwin. He's closing the gap by just under a second. And maybe Carwin, with his using his DRS a bit too much at the moment, but he's still got a decent enough gap as Tom Robbo is in DRS range as Pim pulls into the pit lane and Carwin resumes the race lead. And here we will now get an idea of the final standings and the order of this race will finish in with 6 laps to go. Tom Robbo is closing in the back of Vapor Cobalt. He has DRS. He's not choosing to use the overtake button, so he's just going to stay behind and hope that he can get him on the main straight. No one, as Tom Robbo has thrown that opportunity down the drain, as he nearly drops the car and spins into the wall. Can he keep it within a second though? But his chance of maybe actually getting a move done on that main straight has disappeared, as James has got past Jay Wizzy. Jay Wizzy's got the much fresher tyres, and he's looking to come back at James round the outside. James not having any of it. I don't think a move was really on there. Stay on board with this little scrap now for P12. It's good for these lot to race each other and get an idea of, get back to familiarity with racing again. James maybe a sitting duck on the straight. As you can see, there's quite a few big gaps forming between drivers. Quite spread out. Not really enough space to make, not close enough really to make a move on this circuit. Will Jay Wizzy have a go at James Dovey? He looks like he's got the pace. He looks like he's got around the outside. He's not having to use his overtake button, and the move is done quite easily, like I thought it would be. Jay Wizzy returns into P12 on those fresher tyres. Jump back on board up here with Noah and Samba, and we have a fight ahead of them as well between Tom and Cobalt. As Tom nearly binned it, but held it, and Shady picks up the penalty. That lead at the front still staying around 2.1 seconds. So barring any slip-ups, I believe Carwin should keep this lead and take the victory of his first pre-season race. But here comes Noah then. Will Samba have DRS? No, he won't. Too far away. But Samba seems to have got the better exit out of that corner. But I don't think he's able to make a move now, but it will just bring him a little bit closer. As we now go into turns 1, 2 and 3 before the second DRS zone. He's still going to be close enough to make a move, only with this 5% ERS, so it's going to be a waiting game for him. As IMAX now is well watching the Red Bull pair in front of them get closer to each other. Liam pulling out left on Tribe. That does force Tribe a little bit wide, which allows Liam to come in. So a nice little feint there from Liam down the inside. Does actually unsettle Tribe. And you can see how close they are now. That's IMAX goes a little bit deep into the corner, but he gets the exit from that. And that brings them right onto the back of this Red Bull pair. So this could be very interesting coming up to the main straight down the back, barring any slip-ups. But there has been a penalty to Vapor Cobalt. And this may be an interesting battle now, as he does not have DRS, which means Tom Robbo is going to be coming up behind him. 3 attempts before the straight's even really begun. And will he be able to make the move? He's going right outside. Cobalt defends the inside. Can he get the switch back? No, Cobalt does very well there and gets a much better exit. And we'll keep the position into that next corner, but we'll jump on board with these lot. I'm not sure what happened, but I knew it could be tied, but I don't think anyone actually particularly switched positions. A Vapor for Trench has jumped onto the back of this, as Tom Robbo has got past Cobalt. I missed that. I thought the penalty may unsettle him, it normally does. Oh, that's not great from Cobalt. He's got too close to Tom Robbo there. And just nudged the back of him, which just sent him into a spin, which is getting a position, so he should get that position back. But it doesn't look like he's going to, so not the cleanest racing from the pair, but it has given Cobalt the position. But I would personally say that was unfairly done. As we now have this battle, we'll stay on board with IMAX to see what happens here as he's on the hard tyres. 12 lap old hard, so he's doing well to stay with these lot. Vapor Trench just looking to the back. Will IMAX may be able to make a move here on the Red Bull driver? Looking to the inside, and so is Liam. He's going to send it, and wow, what a move that is from Liam. He actually does send it, He was getting attacked, but he thought, I'm just going to turn my defence into an attack, and goes past his Red Bull teammate. And that is extremely well done, but Tribe's saying, I want that position back. He's going to go around the outside of his teammate, and Vapor's also going to try and do the same. Liam's keeping the inside line, and they're very close to each other. Oh, and Liam's in the wall. I don't think there was much contact. I didn't hear or see any contact, but I feel like that was fairly inevitable going through that section. But Tribe's excellent move as Tribe's now got himself off the track. I think he's given the position back to Liam. I'm not sure what happened there, but that is a disaster for the Red Bull boys. Vapor's gone thank you very much and taken 3 positions in 2 corners due to the people in front of him fighting. And that's where patience in this game really does pay virtue, because you'll be rewarded for staying patient, for staying calm. And Samba now looking up to Tom Robbo, who has dropped from 2nd place. Boa's favourite prediction to win the race, now currently sat in 3rd position. The penalty unsettled him. But Noah and Pim will be looking at the front 3 in front of them saying, oh, they've got a penalty. And thinking, if we just stay here, we may have a podium position for us. Let's try, he picks up a penalty. As YOLO gets past. Oh, Liam's gone round again. That may have been a little clip from YOLO himself, but Liam has had a disastrous couple of laps and he's gone round again. So we'll switch off him. We won't embarrass him by doing some donuts. But fighting with his teammate has cost him a couple of positions, and Samba now is close to Tom Robbo, and Tom Robbo is not going to have DRS. So will Samba get the move done? The AlphaTauri boy is currently sat in 4th position and 12th. James had a struggling race really, but here he comes, and that's a terrible camera angle, and he's just going to sail past Samba. Tom Robbo's lost another position, and it's comfortably done, and that's a 3rd position for Samba. Carwin still out in front, as this is now the last lap of the Grand Prix. I've gone so quickly I haven't even noticed. 25% as you know, normally used to doing 50s, but here we are then, last lap of the Grand Prix. Tom Carwin is surely going to bring us back, barring any mistakes. Vapor is 1.1 seconds ahead. But I'll tell you who isn't. Tom Robbo is right up behind Samba. So maybe this could be the reverse move into the last part of the track, but the moves aren't normally done until the final corner, so I'll stay on board with this. We'll keep an eye on Pim and Noah Jones as well behind. But Tom Robbo has just lost a 10th there in that last corner, and that's not going to help his cause either. So we'll jump aboard with Pim and Noah as Bradley gets past JD down the back of the field, and Pim's gone very wide and got a penalty for it, and that's exactly what he didn't need, because he would have got a few positions if he hadn't got that. But Noah not close enough as Carwin comes across the line and takes 1st position. Very solid race from him. Vapor Trench 2nd, Samba 3rd, but no, Noah jumps ahead of them both, and there's been a crash in the line, but it doesn't matter. The flag's gone. Noah gets into 3rd place. Patience was the key for him. Samba 4th, Tom Robbo 5th, Pim in 6th, Vapor Trent 8th. IMAX did very well, qualified 1st, put the wrong set of tyres on, and to do 16 laps on hard tyres and stay up the pace with them lot, very well done. James takes 10th. Jay Wizzy coming back from the back of the grid to come 11th was very well done as well. Red Bull boys who took each other out, had a bit of a mess there with a few laps to go, but you know, these are mistakes you learn of in pre-season, and they'll come back stronger, I'm sure. Tribe and Liam take 12th and 13th. I've just been talking too much and missed the bottom of the leaderboards, but I'll tell you what, that was a fantastic race. You know, there's a few moves in there that are a bit questionable as Samba takes driver of the day. But that is it. Boas, it might slightly be a little bit too late to change your prediction, but I'll let you have another go, mate. I'm sure you can't guess who might win. But there we have it then. Mercedes, Williams and Ferrari boys all on the podium. A trophy for Mercedes. Something you obviously expect in F1. But Tom Robbo, mate, you did very, very well, bearing in mind that's your first race on, well, one of your first races on the wheel. You think Carwin might win. Oh, look, he did win. Amazing. Carwin won. Vapor Trench took the fastest lap. The only person to get into the 108s. So a very good lap from him. The driver of the day was Samba Gate. Well, Samba did very well. 16th to 1st. That's an amazing race from him. Got through the field expertly there. So clearly showing his race pace. Unfortunately for the Alfa Romeo boys, who did start in the mid-grid. But that is that. A very good opening start to the pre-season. And I'll catch you lot tomorrow for the second race around Netherlands. So fantastic. Thanks for joining in, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like. Subscribe to the new channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow night, same time, 7 o'clock for Zandvoort.